God tender loving care. Welcome everyone to today's session of God tender loving care. We have so many topics to cover, so many. We have so many things to talk about and uncover. There is so much going on in the world, and I want to share with you a little bit about that journey. Now, before we get started, without further ado, we're going to give a quick shout out to CDT Gamer. What's up, everyone, on Twitch and YouTube, Discord, wherever you're joining from today. If there's a topic that you want to talk about, let me know here on God Tender Loving Care. We have so much to cover, so much to do. Now, in parts of the world, it might be Friday. Parts of the world, it might be Saturday already. And since one of our first viewers and supporters here is CT Gamer, along with some others, CT Gamer, what kind of games do you play? Maybe we'll cover some topics of gaming. Something that one of our previous streams, someone mentioned, hey, have you ever played Roblox? And I said, I accidentally downloaded it, but I never played it. What kind of games do you all play out there, if you play any? Recently, we were able to test out Pokemon Go. You can just download that on your phone. Recently, we were also able to test RuneScape, OSRS they call it. And yeah, I mean, we create our own games here. We do all of that. We make music. We have production companies. So those are just some of the things that we are going to cover. But we have a very, very, very special event on its way. I thought that was today. It is actually tomorrow, not today. So that is, and sometimes we do have some of these MMA live watch parties when we have sports or competitions and things like that. And let me give this Mr. Sorboy a timeout here. Happy. And let's just give you a little itty bitty timeout, buddy, until you can get your stuff together. All right. So let's give another timeout here to that person there sharing stuff that I just didn't ask about. All right. And there's another gamer there, but that gamer is not really a real gamer. They're just one of the people who gets on their phone, downloads a bunch of apps, and plays all day. So you, my friend, get a timeout. I've never played that game before, but we will find out. Shane Garcia. Viva la raza. What's up, Garcia? You know, there actually was a show back in the day, The Brothers Garcia, narrated by Juan. I was gonna say Juan, but his name's not Juan. It should be Juan. John Leguizamo. It was called The Brothers Garcia. It was a good show. It was a very good show. I remember one of the episodes that always stood out to me from the show, The Brothers Garcia. Go check it out if you haven't. Was they made some really good, what kind of food? It wasn't tamales. I want to say some enchiladas. The mom made really, really good enchiladas. Now, the Brothers Garcia are, they were like in school, and their mom would pack them really delicious food, right? And drop in the chat there, what kind of food have you all had? I mean, best. So their mom would make them food to take to school. And the Brothers Garcia brought their food, homemade food from mama, to school. And it was some amazing, saucy enchiladas. I mean, delicious. Enchiladas are the Latino lasagna. And some kids were like, oh my gosh, what's that smell? And they're like, oh, just some enchiladas my mom made. Normal food. And people were like, oh, it smells so good. And they're like, oh, I'll sell you some. And they sold the mom's enchilada. And then they went back home. And it's so brilliant. The mom would make them food to take home. And they would take the food to school. And they would charge their classmates, hey, who wants today's meal? And they made a lot of money. They racked so much money just selling food to their classmates. And I have to say that I did the same thing. Back in the day, I used to work at a pizzeria. I used to make the best. I mean, I still do the best pizza. If you would order pizza from our restaurant, ring, 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 and you would ask for whatever, I would load that pizza up. Like my coworkers used to say, "Oh, that's too. No, those are too many ingredients." And I used to say, "Well, I'm just hooking the customer up." Like, right? Like anytime you order a stuffed crust, like, don't you think, like, I'm just gonna order a stuffed crust pizza, and the stuffed crust is actually a bonus. It's like free cheese bread, right? You pay $1 more for free cheese bread. If you were to order the cheese bread or breadsticks on the side, they're gonna charge you $4.99, $5.99, $6.99, $7.99 upwards, right? Might as well just get the stuffed crust. And I used to just hook up my customers. If I'm making the pizza, I just and I never got a complaint. Yeah, I had my coworkers saying, "Whoa, that's a lot." Yeah, I mean, I'd rather have more than less, right? More products, more resources, and they'll probably call us again because we hooked them up like a lot. So that's my experience with that. And someone in the chat here, dumplings. Oh, dumplings. Those are great. Dumplings, I have to say, are amazing. Dumplings are great. I really love this variation of dumplings called pierogies, a Ukrainian Russian type of food. Have any of you here, got the 11 Care Network, ever had pierogies? Oh man. And not just because the pierogies are good themselves, but because the sauce that they make with the pierogies, the sauce on the side, it's like this white sauce, like creamy, that you dip your pierogies in. The best. Chef's kiss. So thank you all for bringing those topics. And someone says they're gonna drop a 5. Well, what you can do is drop a subscription. You can subscribe. You can like this. What we're asking for is subscriptions. As you know, we can't monetize until we reach 1,000 subscribers, and we're very, 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 very close to reaching that 1,000 subscribers. We're almost there. And this is not my first channel, so I've reached, those big numbers before. So that's all I'm asking for. Leonel Berocal Garay dice: Hola, hola Garay, ¿cómo está? ¿Qué la que hay contigo? ¿Qué la que hay? ¿Qué la que hay? ¿Qué la que hay contigo? ¿Qué la que hay? ¿Qué la que hay? ¿Qué la que hay conmigo? ¿Qué la que hay? ¿Qué la que hay? ¿Qué la que hay contigo? ¿Qué la que hay? ¿Qué la que hay? ¿Qué la que hay conmigo? Hey, hey. Maybe I'll just sing some of my songs a cappella until you all bring up some really good topics, right? So you all bring up some good topics, and maybe I won't do the a cappella. I could do the acapella, but I also wanted to do something. I wanted to just. I might just do that. I might just play some music while I do some work here. I might. Let's bring those subscriptions up. I need everyone on here to subscribe, like this, ask away any questions that you might have. Otherwise, one of our topics that we're working on is what has been the best class, like the best session or class that you've ever had in your entire life. What was your the best topic or the best learning experience that you've ever had? Yep, I know. Yep, we're taking it. We're taking it back to education. We're taking it back to school. I just want to know what was your favorite class growing up, people out in the world. So I'm going to talk about a little bit of what happened this past week. I really have thought about my role in society, and what effect I've had on people. As you all know, we have music here, movies, everything on our channel. And over the years, my role has changed. I don't know if any of you have ever experienced that, but my role has changed over and over, and I've had to wear different hats and collaborate with different people, been a part of different projects. Maybe you can relate. But I've always described myself. I've been able to describe myself. I've always um, been able to figure out what is for me, what my path is. I've been able to define myself through all these different evolutions. Um, and I just want to get to know how what beliefs you have, what are your experiences, and what has shaped your experience throughout the years. when we've worked with others, when we've been a leader, when we've had to be led, um, how you see people, how you see yourself, how you process information, and how you connect information to your own life. Like, one thing that I've consistently been working on is how to make information stick, right? You meet someone, you read a good book, you listen to a song, how to keep that information in your head so that you can do something with that, something productive. So I want to talk to you all about information sticking. We have someone in the chat, Dry Bones Cart, saying, "Yo, play my rap plus." What's your rap, buddy? What is your gimmick? What is your rap? How do I access your music? Why should I access your music? What do you talk about in your music? YouTube? Well, I'm on YouTube, buddy. I'm on YouTube. I don't see you anywhere. I'm looking for Dry Bones. Where is Dry Bones? I don't see Dry Bones. So, Dry Bones here saying, Dry Bones Cart. How did you get that name? Life is a movie. How did you come up with that? What is your music about? Dry Bones Cart. And what kind of genre is it? Give us a subscription. Subscribe to our channel. Give us a like. And I'll do my best. Amazing mind brainstorming rap. You're a rapper. Now, is any of your music copyrighted? What kind of material do you use to rap? Look, I'm gonna vet your music. I'm going to take a peek. Oh, you're a pop singer too. All right. And maybe we can listen to your music. It is copyright free. Oh, so if I play this song out loud, I won't get barred. They won't tell me that I'm not able to play it. Well, this one is rap. All right, what part of the world are you rapping from? Dry Bones. All right, so I'm looking at this channel here, and I see Life is a Movie. Is that the one you're talking about? Life is a Movie. Let's listen to this. Okay, I'm listening to it right now. Okay. I'm gonna pause it right here. Okay, I see that you have this camera on there. Before I continue this, make sure you give us a like and subscribe. I will get the subscription notification, and I might even play it out loud for the God Tender Loving Care community. All right, so it looks like you got on here. What did you record on? What production system are you working with? What kind of microphone? Looks like you got all your verses on here. All right. So I gotta ask you about a lyric here. You said something about Jay-Z paying taxes, but not like Jay-Z's probably paying taxes. What do you mean with that? What are your... Tell me about the song. I want to hear all from you. Type it on into the chat. Feel free to let me know about the song. Is this an original beat from you? Did you create the beat yourself? Yeah. Do you know we're all about music here? We have a production system. Got some music videos out there. We got playlists performed all over the world. So if your music is good, hey, I'll share it with the right people, and you just never know. The rap Justin Bieber, eh? All right. So everyone getting back on topic. While Dry Bones here lets us know a little bit about his tunes, his music, subscribes, and likes like the rest of you. So how do you make learning stick, right? It's not just about what I'm telling you. It's how you see yourself. It's how you see the world. It's how you see the process, information, and connecting your life to it. For example, one method that helps information sticks, right? Whether it be a song from Dry Bones or that be your favorite class in the world, is provide the content creatively, right? You provide content creatively, and if stuff isn't creative, I think it might be boring. Like, you can make anything creative. And I don't like to use that word a lot, boring, but if it is, if you've got the task of making everything creative. So, how do you work best? Do you work best alone? Do you work best with groups? Are you a leader? Are you a good teammate? What are your pros? If you're in the lab, right, since we're talking about music here and collaboration, if you're in the studio, are you going to be the one saying, hey, everyone, let's get together, let's create a song? Or are you going to be the one following what is being said? And collaboration is a very, very important word. Collaboration goes in innovation, in my opinion. I believe that we're all attempting to be innovative. We're all working toward innovation. So I use that. I use that in the studio. Making music, writing books, creating movies. One of the biggest changes for me that I've seen this week is how I see technology, right? Where I'm accessing you with technology. We're all collaborating. Some of you can even join this live stream if you want. And yeah, I definitely see that. Yeah, I see the Eminem. I see the Eminem influence. You know, I can't say that I've listened to a lot of Kendrick Lamar. I don't really know what he's on, but I can see the Eminem in your flow. Let me know some good Kendrick Lamar song, and maybe I'll check it out one day. And getting back on technology, right? For me personally, technology and information has always gone hand in hand. I completely understand. This is my perspective. You don't have to agree with it, but it has been true since day one of pretty much being a creator, a content creator, a musician. I've always liked using technology, but now I'm realizing that it's more than just a tool for delivering information. It's a way to create more engagement in new ways. And there we go. Look at Not Like Us, Euphoria, Humble, Squabble Up TV. All right. There we go. Got some good ones there, so I can always reference this on there as well. Terrific. Check that out. Check that out. So, technology increases equity. How do you all define equity? Communication, accessibility, etc. Thinking about how I've shifted from focusing mostly on like music per se to using more technology like creative movies and stuff like that, I can see how my perspective has changed. I'm excited about how technology can transform content creation, not just for you, not just for me, but for the world. Balancing everything that we're doing in life is, it can be challenging, but I think that this week made me realize how much of an impact we are making. I'm constantly thinking about how to ensure opportunities, fair, meaningful chances to be a part of something bigger, and always remembering how important it is to make sure that everyone around us, our team, feels supported and valued. How do you support people around you? How do you value them? So that's the reflection that we're on. I want to impact the people that I work with. I want to impact the world, right? And you probably do too, a part of the God Tender Love and Care community network. How do you do that? Are you making music like Dry Bones? Are you making movies like Casey Neistat? Are you writing books like Junot Diaz, Ea Rivera? It's made me reflect how we can all impact the world in more positive ways. And in the end, this week made me really think about how your personal and professional life come together to shape how you approach your creations. One moment here. I'm making music like Eminem if he was more kid friendly. Hey, check out what's his name? KJ. Check out this musician. KJ, what is it, 52? Yeah, KJ52. There's this musician by the name of KJ52, and he actually has a song called Dear Slim, because he's a musician like you, Yeah, KJ52. He has an amazing album, but people would often tell him, "You sound just like Eminem. You're trying to rip off Eminem. You're trying to copy Eminem." And he made a song about, "Hey, I'm just doing my own thing. I'm not copying anyone." And he wrote a letter to Eminem. So take a look at KJ52. Take a look at his album and his music. Um, I think that you might be inspired by that. Hey, what's up? Prince Celine R. Saguman. Hey, bro. Hola. Hi. Hello. ¿Cómo estás? What's up? So back on our conversation. We're almost done with this thick, with this very dense information. It's very interesting, right? If you want to keep moving forward and you want to be your best self in the world, but it's not just about passing knowledge. It's about understanding who each person is and what they bring to the table. So take a look at everyone in your family, take a look at everyone in your team or your squad, and where is it that they bring value? And how can you appreciate them? Right? At the end of the day, it's all about appreciation, appreciating each other, appreciating our unique talents and skills. It's my birthday. Will you say my name for my birthday? So we have BMC. Okay. Shout out to Pat Berry. Shout out Pat Berry. How's it going in Colorado? How's Rose Namajunas? We haven't gotten on our MMA talk yet, but I hopefully will get on that MMA talk later because we do have an event tomorrow, everyone. Any UFC, mixed martial arts people in here? Anyone? Anybody? Anyone? Hopefully, we have a live watch party because it's an amazing card. I did not know who would be on the card. I recently just saw who was going to be on this card, and I said to myself, "Whoa! I almost skipped out on that UFC event." And I randomly just went to the UFC website, and I saw who is on the card, and it's UFC Mexico, and I said to myself, "What?" So as you all know, I can't play UFC videos on here. I'm not gonna get copyright infringement, but I do know a little bit about the mixed martial artists who are going to be on the card. And as you all know, I myself am a mixed martial artist. Some of my training partners are in the UFC. I've trained in the UFC, etc. So I will name off for you why tomorrow's event is very significant, why it's very interesting, and why I will do my best to do a live watch party. So we have here for the UFC mixed martial arts fighting from what I know. If I get this wrong, let me know. This is just some information that I've looked up. I am a journalist. I'm an anthropologist, but I don't officially cover UFC and just a very, very, very unique events, right? But Brandon Moreno, Mexico versus Steve Ursig. They're about the same height. Maybe Steve Ursig is a little bigger, so put Steve Ursig right here. Then we have of Mexico, Manuel Torres versus Drew Dober. Now I'm gonna try my best. I will do my best to get their names correct. I will try. I'm gonna do my best to say their names like their parents named them, right, and respectfully so. So let me go back to Brandon Moreno, because his parents didn't call him Brandon. Hey, come over here, Brandon Moreno. They didn't say that. His parents, being from Tijuana, Mexico, named him Brandon Moreno. And Steve Ursig, hey Steve Ursig, maybe, if I got it wrong, let me know. Then we have Manuel Torres versus Drew Dober, and I think Manuel Torres is a little taller. So we have Manuel Torre versus Drew Dober. Then we have from the United States, Kelvin Gastelum. Now, Kelvin Gastelum can be a little confusing because he's of Mexican descent, but he was born in the United States, so it's not Kelvin, it's Kelvin. Now, when he went to school, they probably said Kelvin, but his mom and dad probably said Kelvin. Now, the last name Gastelum is sort of like catfish. Like, is he half white? I mean, is he from Mexican? Just born in the States? Because Gastelum is not necessarily a traditional um, Latino surname. And I'm actually going to look that up. Gastelum. Gastelum? Kelvin Gastelum? Gastelum? No idea idea about this martial art background, but Gastelum S etymology. Uh, hey, I guess it's I guess it is. I guess I never heard of it before, but it comes from Gaztelu, which means castle, which traditional Spanish, um, that's not it. So it's likely, it says likely altered, so it's Basque. So it's not necessarily Latino, but it's Basque and Galicia. So it's a very specific region in Galicia. And it comes from Castle, and the way we say it is Castillo. But hey, different regions, different pronunciations. I didn't know that before. It's not a dialect that I use, but hey, now I know. Gastelu. Probably created Gastelum. Or Kelvin Gastelum. That's probably how they said it. Versus Joe Pfeiffer. Now, Pfeiffer is interesting because it sounds like, what's that term when you take stuff? Piffer. There's a term out there, Piffer. Yeah, whatever. Pfeiffer. Raul Rosas Jr. versus Vince Morales. Now, Vince is interesting because they named the Latino Vince. Hey, Vincent. Like, if you're a Spanish speaking household, I guess he's born in the States, so they probably spoke English. Vicente. Maybe he just cut Vicente short to Vince. Vince McMahon. Because you've got no chance. It's just what you got. And then we have David Martinez versus Simon Oliveira. Now, a lot of the Oliveiras are from Brazil, and that one sticks. David Martinez, Mexico. Raul Rosa, born in Mexico. I didn't know that. I thought Raul Rosa, born in the States. Ronaldo Rodriguez, who went to go train with the boxers Chavez, versus Peruvian Kevin Borjas. And there's Edgar Chaires versus CJ Vergara. Jose Daniel Medinas versus Atiba Gautier. Bolivia versus Cameroon. And there's Christian Rodriguez versus Melquizal Costa. Lupi Godinez versus Julia Polastri. Rafa Garcia versus Vince Pichel. Jamal Emmers versus Gabriel Miranda. Malkel Medera versus Austin Herbert. It's a decent card, right? Not a, I don't know if it's pay-per-view card. Might be hot buy tickets. Decent. Okay, so that's going on tomorrow, everyone. Well, thank you all for listening through that. Thank you for your sharing your perspectives wherever you're joining from, people of the world. Go tender love and care. I'll do my best to cover that event. If you like this, subscribe, like. Thank you for joining today. Yeah.